Right then, welcome back to the channel, and we know that you guys love 1.9 PD content, so we've got another Polo PD130 in today for quite a lot of work. So a couple of months ago, we had another Polo 1.9 TDI in for very much a similar upgrade. The blue one went a little bit further than what we're going with this. This is going to retain the stock head, stock cams. So we've got a GTB 2260 turbo to go on there, the full kit with a tubular manifold, downpipe. We've got the Seat Sport, or the upgraded Seat Sport intercooler with hard pipe kit. We've got 80% injectors. We've got silicon tip pipe with the AEM filter, all the usual supporting mods, so you've got your head studs in there, all new gaskets, etc. As well as upgrading the performance of this Polo, we're also going to be doing some BC coilovers. We've got the Brembo racing discs and pads to go on there, and then to hold the extra power, single mass flywheel and the Sachs race clutch and pressure plate. So much like the last Polo we did a video on, this is a very clean example, quite unmolested, other than we've got some bronze powder-coated wheels and semi-slick Nankang tyres. Other than that, you probably struggle to know that this has even been modified. I think that's the look that he's going to try and continue. So other than the coilovers, it's not going to look much different. It's just going to have quite a bit more power than it had before. So I think this has done 120,000 miles. As I mentioned, very clean example. This is a 4-door, so even more of a sleeper than, I suppose, the 3-door models. I think because we're retaining the stock head, stock cam, this is going to be a completely daily car, so we don't want it pummeling out with black smoke. We're probably going to be aiming for around the 250, 260 horsepower mark, somewhere like that. I'm sure there's loads of people that's going to be commenting in, oh, why you can get loads more out of these. Yeah, maybe you can. You can push them harder, you can have it smoking a hell of a lot more out of the back than we normally tune them to. But like I said, this wants to be a nice, daily, respectable spec of a car. So let's crack on and get some parts. So, as if by magic, the Polo has arrived in the dyno because the tuners are incapable of letting us know when it's coming in so we can get some nice B-roll shots. But it's here anyway, strapped on, we're ready to do some tuning. All the hardware's fitted, the obvious things that you can see in the engine bay, the hard pipes, the intake, the EGR. If you sneak just down the back, you can just about see the manifold, which is a shame because it's a work of art. Other than that, you can't really see that much else. You can just about see the intercooler through the front grille. We've got the new disc pads on there now, the BC coilovers, sitting a lot nicer than it was before. There's still a little bit more adjustment in the coilovers if we did want to go lower, but I think how it's sat now, it's pretty nice. We still want this to be or at least the customer wants this to be a bit of a sleeper. So it's nice that although it's sitting a bit better and it's got the bronze wheels and the semi-slicks on there, you still can't really tell that it's that modified. So anyway, let's get this run up. We'll get a base file on there, see what power it does, and then we'll let the tuners do their work and see what power we can get out of this setup. Right, the tuners have done what they need to do software-wise with the Polo. We've got some figures, so let's have a look what it's done. So because we've already fitted the turbo kit and everything, we haven't really got a stock figure to compare it to. But now, with the turbo kit, injectors and the remap, we've got 251.8 horsepower, just short of 360 foot-pound of torque. As we mentioned before, this is pretty much like a daily spec tune. We don't want it smoking excessively. We don't mind a little bit. So as mentioned previously, this is still running stock cams, stock head, which is likely to be one of the limitations. It's still got a stock exhaust system on there, which again, won't be helping. Another thing that the tuners have commented on, which is likely to affect the figures, is the tyres. So because these are Nankang, are the AR ones? Yeah, AR ones. You can tell when these are getting pretty hot running it on the dyno, the rubber becomes really sticky, and as daft as it sounds, that can actually affect the power figures it puts out on the dyno. So again, that's affecting performance. We are still exactly where we expected it to be at the beginning of this video. So 251.8 horsepower and just short of 360 foot-pound of torque. So really nice curves, should drive really well. This is a daily spec tune, so we don't want it to smoke excessively. So yeah, I think the customer is going to be really happy with this. We'll get it ripped off the dyno now, and then we'll take it on a road test. So, we're just out in the Polo, 251 horsepower, smidge over 350 foot-pound of torque, 6-speed manual gearbox. We've got AR1 tyres on there, which, although the roads are a little bit dry, still look a little bit greasy as well. So, might be quite entertaining this little test drive. We're already up to temperature, which means you can see what it's like performance-wise. Expected, pretty quick. Some wheel spin. Not as much as I thought, to be fair, so the roads must be drier than what they look. A really clean example, this. Nice place to be, actually. One of the cleanest Polos I've been in. I think this, to be fair, the last PD that I drove was the other Polo that we had in. I think that were a little bit more tuned. That had the cam and the ported head. Can't beat the torque of a diesel engine. I've always said this, you put 250 horsepower diesel up against 250 horsepower petrol, there's only one winner, and that's the diesel. Torque makes a massive difference on these. 350 horsepower, not to be sniffed at. I think this is like the perfect power to weight balance for a daily vehicle. We've mentioned this before, the 1.9 PD engine, it's reliable. Even at this spec with the turbo and injectors, you're still going to see, especially on a decent run, 50 miles per gallon upwards. Probably going to struggle to get any petrol that's doing 250 horsepower that'll see 50 miles per gallon upwards, unless it's some kind of new hybrid or something like that, but they don't count. Right, we'll come out this roundabout in second gear and give it some beans. Cheeky limiter. Gotta love a good hard cut limiter on the PD engine. Very, very happy with this. Pretty sure the customer's going to be happy. Still got more scope for the future if he does want more power. Put the cams in there, port the head, slightly bigger injectors, and get up towards 300 horsepower mark, just like that other Polo we did a video on. So I'm not going to go crazy in this, head back to the unit now. Customer's collecting this car later today. Hopefully you've liked this video. You generally do like the 1.9 content. We're going to try and do a little bit more of this on the channel, so if you want to see it, make sure you subscribe. If you did like this video, please click the like button because it helps with the algorithms. We'll see you in the next one.